Hello everyone, Helen Yu here at NVIDIA GTC. I'm here with Kevin Wollenweber, who is the SVP and General Manager of Data Center and Internet Infrastructure from Cisco. Hello Kevin, such a pleasure meeting you.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I can't wait to talk to you about Secure AI Factory today. But before we do so, please introduce yourself and your role at Cisco.
Yep, so Kevin Wollenweber, I'm the General Manager. Think of it as all of the infrastructure that we are leveraging to build data centers, networking, compute, and all of our hyperscale and service provider businesses. So kind of all the big pieces that you put together large AI systems.
Mm-hmm. You know, Captain, you have navigated quite a few inflection points at Cisco. How is this AI moment different from the other one we saw in the website?
I mean, a lot of the technologies are the same. I mean, we've got networking and we've got compute, but I think the key thing for me is just the pace of innovation, how fast everything's changing, and then also what I call non-linear innovation. So we'll see things go on and for a while, and then we'll just see this rapid innovation and see success from people when they put that in. So I think the pace of change and the rapid innovation are different from any see.
Yeah, I concur, right? You know, when we talk, we're hearing a lot about AI workload, and that's inference, right? We should from training, we inference, it's distributed, also latency sensitive. So how should the customer think about from AI infrastructure strategy this IT?
Well, first of all, it's hard to remember this, but like we're only 3 years into this generative AI boom, right? And so a lot of the spend and a lot of the workloads really have still been training either through the hyperscalers or with the large model builders. But we're really starting to see that push towards using the models in storage inference. And so this drives things to be a lot more distributed. We want the AI and the infrastructure actually co-resident with the data. So when enterprises have large amounts of data that they want either to be kept private or what they have on premise, bringing the AI infrastructure to that means distributing, means focusing on where that equipment is and having the enterprises actually feel the management of things.
You know, when I talk to some CIO, they're still struggling really beyond the AI pilot. So what were the conversation you were having with CIOs, and how should they move beyond the AI pilot?
I mean, a lot of it depends on the application. We kind of seen two really sets of customers, those that have tons of data and more of a singular application that drives their business, and they're often running in this AI world already. But those that are trying to figure out either how they optimize the traditional workflows or other things that we haven't quite yet figured out how to leverage AI and accelerators for, they've been moving a little slower. But we've also seen where we move these things into the enterprise, the focus on security and simplified use and the ease of operations is really critical for our enterprise.
As AI becomes more agentic and distributed, how do companies should think about having a secure AI factory or strategy?
Yeah, well, so the secure AI factories are all about the infrastructure that enables our customers to generate tokens and their work needs. But as we move these into those enterprise customers, into our service providers, into the sovereign ecosystem, you're thinking about things like security have been more critical. And if you kind of look at what's happened over the last few weeks, this whole move into agentic workflows and the open claw movement has really forced a lot of our IT operators to think about what does security mean in this new agentic world, and how do I manage tons and tons of these agents popping up all over the place, doing work on the behalf on users themselves.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit more about your partnership with NVIDIA. Right? I actually attended your AI summit. Jensen was up there. How do you talk about the purpose? What's new here?
So we're announcing new things in a bunch of different areas. One is just general capacity enhancements, and we have 100 terabit silicon devices that allow us to build massive fabrics connecting large numbers of GPUs. With NVIDIA, we've announced a partnership where we take our silicon and put it into their ecosystem, and we take their Spectrum silicon and put it into our network fabrics. We're announcing new ways of delivering AI technologies. We've worked with NVIDIA on an architecture called AI Grid that allows service providers and especially telco operators to deliver AI services on the existing customer connections that they already have. We're evolving security with these things like AI defense, and we're just evolving our blueprints and adding new blueprints for different types of AI infrastructure deployments, like training infrastructure, inference infrastructure, or other data areas.
So where are we going from here? What's next?
I mean, it's amazing how fast we're moving, and you know what I love is all of the move toward agentic operations, using AI to actually make a lot of the things we do, even in networking, more efficient. So we're working on a lot of technologies to allow us to actually use the AI infrastructure, use network models that Cisco has built, and apply them to network operations. But I think what excites me the most is that move towards inference and having actual users using more of these infrastructure, leveraging agents not only to make their existing operations more efficient, but as expansion of their own work. So we're going to have teams of engineers that are writing code and building products where you're going to have a few physical team members, and then you're going to have teams of agents that are outperforming work for them while they're in meetings or while they're sleeping. So what's exciting to me is that we're actually seeing efficiencies gained out of this, and we're seeing real useful applications.
I really appreciate the conversation on the secure the iPad 2 today. Look forward to catching up with you next year at GTC.
Thanks for having me, and next year there'll be a lot more exciting stuff.
Awesome. Thank you.